So this happened yesterday in Germany, and honestly, when I first read this, I had to go back and read it again because of where it took place. A man decided to walk into a shelter, not a bar, not a street, not some random public place, a shelter that is specifically designed to protect mothers and children. A place where people usually go when they have nowhere else to turn. And I can't just get my fingers down on why this absolute deranged person thought the best thing to do is to start shooting at the people in the shelter. 6 people are dead. 4 women, 2 men, all of them are employees of the shelter facility. And these people literally choose to work that day to help vulnerable people. Now, let me give you a backstory. The suspect is actually a 45-year-old man who had a custody dispute over his 3-month-old daughter. And he had an appointment at this shelter earlier that day, which means he was allowed to go inside the shelter, and he basically knew the layout. He knew the people there. And then he came back in the middle of the day and started shooting at the people. What? That's complete craziness. He must have had some mental breakdown, or is just a deranged monster. But thank God, his daughter is safe. The mother is also safe. But the 6 other people who had absolutely nothing to do with his personal situation are now dead because of it. I want that to slowly marinate in your head for a second, because this is something that doesn't usually get talked about enough. When people reach this kind of level of madness and violence, it never stays contained to the person they actually intended it for. It spills out like a volcano eruption that spreads everywhere. And the people who ends up paying the price are usually the ones who just had nothing to do with it. They were just there doing their job. Even the German president actually talked on this too. He was deeply shocked, potentially, of course, I'm guessing, horrified by the extent of violence in a place meant to provide protection. And this actually says everything, because this was an absolute monstrosity behavior. This wasn't just a shooting, it was a shooting in one of the few places that was supposed to be completely safe. Now, context-wise, mass shootings in Germany are genuinely rare. Like, this isn't a country where this just happens regularly. The last similar incident was back in 2023 when a gunman literally killed 6 people at a Jehovah's Witness hall in Hamburg. And before that, there was a time in 2016 in Munich, 9 people killed. These are events that shock the entire country because they are not the norm at all, which makes this one even a lot harder to know, because when something this violent happens somewhere where it rarely does, in a cobbled street with red brick houses in a quiet town near Hamburg, it feels even more jarring than it might somewhere else. For example, it is more expected in a place like America in the West. But anyways, police detained 3 people in total, including the suspected shooter. There were also footage that came out of officers surrounding a car with a flat tire, pulling people out, and that was apparently how it ended. It wasn't some dramatic standoff, just a car with a flat tire on a road somewhere. So what do I think? Well, I think this guy is someone that is insufferable and utterly sickening to be around, because what he did is such an absolute monstrous and psychopathic behavior. But my question is, don't they check for weapons or have some sort of security measures in place for when people enter the facility? Well, I guess not. 6 people went to work yesterday morning at a place built around protection and care. None of them, unfortunately, came back home. That is just sad in the most painful way possible.